That was fun. I haven't played with Uzi before, really. Or Slothy. That was fun. I see the TSM Parabellum game is kind of back. That's bad. Nice. So what's the situation? TSM won the first map, 7-2 on bank. Now they're playing Villa. 8th round, 4-3 scoreline. Parabellum now in the defense. Kite is banned, and so is Thatcher. So I would argue that this is actually not an attacker favorite Villa, but it's definitely a little bit easier to attack. A fair bit easier to attack now. Although mirror is open, so I guess it depends on how you deal with that. It's pretty good. What's the scoreline? Spirits with 12 kills, popping off. We got a cheese with 10 on TSM. Parabellum doing a nice mute castle strat on the master side. I also think they have triple soft and open. Yes, they do for closet jump in. So this extension strat is very common in today's meta, where basically you cannot jump in closet when you do that. It's a fancy nade. I'm curious if that nade could destroy the shield on concrete. There wasn't a shield this round, but if there was a shield there, I'm curious if the shrapnel would actually work. Shrapnel is like very wonky. Very, very wonky. I'm gonna watch this round and I'm gonna host the Twitch stream. I'm gonna go off stream, boys. I can't watch this, I'm afraid. I'll watch one round. See if Parabellum can win this defense. TSM have to kind of take it slow here, because all they gotta do is just successfully pick apart the setup on master bedroom side, and then it gets really easy for them. Now, the easiest way to do this is going below, right? You can clear out the mirror window. If not, you gotta try and nade off the jammer, and then try and hibana the mirror window, which works as well. pB understanding the situation is going to retake down below, because they didn't have it before. Geo finds something also Penguin. That's a great pick. So now for TSM, it starts swinging in their favor. Now, Kool-Aid would have to win the gunfight here between him and Achieve, but the drone comes out with the yellow ping, and they know his whereabouts, and Kool-Aid should be dead here. Yup. And basically, that's GG for TSM for the round, right? Like, it's just over. Yeah, that's basically just over. And that was all thanks to a pre-placed drone early in the round. That's the issue, is if you want to hold below as a defender, you kind of need to start there. If you don't, they're going to have drones pre-placed, and it's really hard to retake with no info as a defender, because attackers have drones. Because, Valkyrie's banned, you're not playing Echo, you have no movable information, you have no pulse. Every single round is clutchable though. pB are in really bad positions. Yep. GU finds another, drone comes in through Astro Rotate, and now they can just play safe together. Or Merc can just find the head. That's pretty well done. I'm surprised at how passive pB kind of played that round. Like, Jaeger was in a corner downstairs, Mute was in a corner upstairs. Like, I feel like if pB wants to win these rounds, they kind of got to swing. And this is kind of where the issue comes on Mira. Mira kind of makes you want to play behind the mirror window and play kind of like a passive version of the game. That's often what happens, at least in my experience with Mirror, is that it's like, oh, Mirror's up, let's just play behind the mirror window, haha. But imagine if pB was running out like crazy people, it might be harder to deal with. Thank you, Barbara, FPS for the prime sub. Achieves on Sledge almost every round brings Castle. Well, Sledge has always had a very high pick rate, yet you've often seen Castle being played throughout the game. Even though you have a Sledge, the Castle is still good. Sledge is the only operator that can deal with the Castle barricades because they're jamming them, so Hibanas don't work, for example, at breaching charges. And it means that Sledge has to be in this position. He has to go Master Balcony. He has to get the Castle barricades. And if Achieve normally is a guy that goes, let's say, basement or below, because last round he went into below from kitchen, he would have to go upstairs, clear the castles, and then go back below. And it basically, instead of castle, or instead of Sledge can go from point A to point B, he now has to go to a C. So he has to go from A to C to B, right? So it adds this like another layer, and that takes like, let's say, 45 seconds. So there's now like a change in his routing and a desync, if you will. And then either you have to change a different player from TSM to do his previous job, or just wait for Achieve to be done so he can do it himself. So either they change up their roles a little bit, or they just like waste that 45, 30 seconds for Achieve. So Castle Barricades are still good, even though you're playing Bring in Sledge. TSM doing a good job. They're just going to do opposite side this time. PP and Force, the same kind of situation with Closet Hold, no mirror this time, and TSM is going to go in office completely for free. And they found half of the map control in 30 seconds. It's also very smart, even though you win a round, it's quite smart to always, or sometimes at least, like go for the opposite attack. if you do the same attack twice in a row, you know, you both kind of know what you're going to be doing. This shield here is pretty good, but obviously you can clear that from below. Kool-Aid is playing on the red stairs to cover it. So that's Gucci gang. Twitch drone already found value. I think they found 2 of my discs earlier. That's pretty good for them. I actually like this setup on PB because they can play on both sides. They got living hold below. This is good. This is good. And now TSM are in this unfortunate position once again where they gotta problem solve you know, a situation. They got the ADSs. They got the shield. They spend a half the round here. I like the gridlock from Chala. It brings a lot of burn, but also you cannot nomad span, but you cannot nomad staircase on Villa, or like in general, it's just impossible. So the gridlock might actually work for somewhat of a flank watch plus extra burn. Just a slow operate if you want to rotate because she's a 1 speed. I like this rotation from a Chief going to Master. Now you're getting pressure from 2 angles instead of all coming from 1 angle. They also got the walls opened in the midst of that round, so they got pressure on the side. Now PB, with a minute left, they have very few areas that are safe. As you see from Penguin proning here, gets taken out. Mercs runs with the statue, and you have Chal, I believe, on their repel outside, or it's Dio. And then Havoc breaks out. Bolo finds a refrag. C4 from Eska. Melted finds Bolo as well. 2 versus 2. 1 player inside of Master finds a headshot of Chief onto Melted, and now you got Eska and 1v2 with Diffuser on his side. Both players from TSM are together, and Eska's all alone. With 30 seconds left, you can't really play time here if you're Eska. You have no C4. You gotta try and find an isolated target for that 1 versus 1 gunfight, and then it's winnable. But you cannot just sit and wait, right? Diffuser's in a really good spot for him, and that's what he's gonna use to his advantage. Now they got a flank cam knowing he has to be top red. So now TSM, they should just play for kill here. Don't even go for plant. Just, you know, go for the kill, 1, 2, 3, or you can flash it out, sweep it up, and run away. That works as well. Actually, quite good indeed. And now, because Eska doesn't have a C4, he has to go for a gun pick, and TSM runs away the moment the plant is down, and now they can play the time. Whoop-ah. Very nice. The flashbangs from Ibana kind of allowed for that play. If there wasn't any flashbangs in Ibana, then picking up Diffuser is like really risky. Or if Eska had swung the second she flashbanged, yeah, that would have been terrible as well. But essentially a nice coordinated play from TSM and a bit of a lack of aggression from Eska. He was trying to play Diffuser like a smart player, but the issue is, it's like, if you slip and the Diffuser like goes to the enemy team, you just lose the round. There are so many angles that you can be held from. Not much you can do. Alright, last round. It's match point. Whatever happens this round, we're gonna go off stream. I'll watch this. Maybe we'll see who wins. The map. The map. Eska beska. Eska beska. Oh, not the Tishanga strat. We've seen this a couple of times before. Or like you play Tishanga for this bomb site. I don't think I've seen like a single Tishanga player actually successfully using his gadget. Really. Like usually like they try and then either they die with their gadget in their hand, or I spoke to a viewer of mine who suggested that they change Tishanga so his gadget becomes like Buck. So it's like an underbarrel for his primary weapon instead of swapping from his primary weapon to the grenade launcher. Because that's like the big issue with Tishanga is that he's like, his gadget is such a burden to use. And it's kind of the difference between him and like Smoke or a C4 is that you gotta literally take like a Sophia launcher in your hand and you gotta reload it as well. It's not like, you know, I don't know. For me, it's super clunky. I do think making Tishanga on the barrel would be heavily favorable. I'll tweet that out, see what people say about it. I feel like it's been said before. It worked in their first defense. That's nice to see. I love when a good plan works out. And PB, they do have the pocket strats, but the thing is, these rounds, right, they're a lot about gunplay. TSM has been getting the opening picks, and they've also just been getting mana advantage a lot of the time. At least the 3 rounds here. Once again, PB being really passive. They're not, you know, holding Johnson statue and bathroom. They're playing for these default setups on red stairs. But what you can do is you can start inside of Master, Bathroom, Astro, Statue. You kill a few drones and you fall back. And then you play red stairs like you normally would. I don't see any reasoning as to why they would just like play pretty passive and give TSM half the map in, you know, 30, 40 seconds. Because you can fall back to red stairs. They can't hold it, really. And TSM is sweeping from one side on the last 3 attacks. And then they do a late rotate. Like this round, for example, they're going to have 1 or 2 guys rotate to study balcony before they execute, 100%. So they're going to have 3 guys on 90 side, and then they're going to have 1 or 2 guys on study side. Like, you can pretty much, like, script that. Like, it's guaranteed. Because you cannot push 5 guys from top red skull. It just doesn't work. Just like the previous round, they also had 2 guys on master balcony. They had the Heart Breach, and they had the nades and sledge. TSM in a good position though. So I imagine right now they're gonna try and breach 90 vault wall, and they're gonna try and get study pressure, and then it should be good. If they can get this jammer, Clazy Merc rotating outside there, so he's gonna go study main up beside. That's good. If they can clear this jammer, so achieve this build with nades, that should do it. Then they can breach the vault wall, or they can nade above, either or. I think they did both. I think both achieved naded and Bolo naded. One below, one above. So now you see achieved right after going to study side. You see Merc as well. That's a 2-player rotation we spoke about earlier. So 3 guys 90 side, 2 guys top main. You can now hold the top main angle and jump in the window, and you get a really good aggressive angle here. And you can get an angle into vault as well. And then you can get the smokes and the gadget of Chala. And that's when the HQ comes through. Nade, Chala gadget, study, vault breach. Meld is in a terrible position. Can use his gadget. Achieved sledges into side. The smoke runs through into vault. Gets taken down by Kool-Aid. But Merc also found Melted. Kool-Aid with 2. Makes it a 3rd. Now in a 1 versus 3 for the last player of Chala. But it does not find the round. Kool-Aid with a 4K. And it's not a 7-3 victory. It's actually a... What was that? 6... It was a 6-4 then, right? 6-4 instead. I think. 11? 6-4? Yeah, 6-4. Kool-Aid got a 4K. 3 with the primary, 1 with the pistol. So Achieved kind of, I don't know, he sledged the wall and then like ran through, but he got shot through the rotate and the holes in the wall between the sides and just kind of flopped around. I feel like in the midst of the chaos there, a plan could be possible, but then again, I don't know exactly what was happening, to be frank with you. Had Bolo gotten the kill into Shanka from Vault, that would have been a big deal. But also, I don't know if Bolo could have walked through the Vault breach. I'm not sure if it was scuffed. Because it looked like Bolo was trying to walk through it, but it didn't seem like he could. Like he could. Alright guys, I'm gonna end my stream before I get banned by Ubisoft. 6-4, TSM, Parabellum, second map.